Hey my friends, this is Daniel Aldie, and today I want to talk with you about the 4 great wealth destroyers. Now let me tell you something right off the bat. There's nothing you can do to get rid of all of them entirely, but what you can do is to reduce them so that they do not destroy your wealth. So listen up. The first wealth destroyer is liabilities. Now we all need to accumulate liabilities, things that don't necessarily make us money, but help us to live our lives successfully. You know, they may give us pleasure, or they may help us to stay clean, or they may help us to sleep well, but we have to use them. Now, what I'm saying is that we don't allow them to take control of our wealth. We don't allow liabilities to accumulate to the point where we can't save any money or invest in certain projects that have a lot of meaning to us. But what I am saying is that we do need certain liabilities. We do need food, we do need cars, we do need clothes, we do need things to help us to sustain our daily living so that we can be successful and earn even more in the long run. But the real question is, how many of these liabilities do we actually need? And do we have to spend our whole entire paychecks to buy these liabilities to keep us living the way that we do? So take a look at your liabilities and try to extricate the ones that you don't need. Many times you'll find that entertainment is a big chunk of your liabilities, and if you can get rid of it or reduce the cost of it, then that's the first one that you should get rid of. The second great wealth destroyer is debt. Now when debt accumulates, it can hurt a lot of people, especially if the interest rates are high. According to The Economist, over 44 million people have an average of $37,000 in college debt. That's over $1.3 trillion in debt. And over 7 million college students default under loan every single year. You see, college debt is a huge epidemic, and we need to learn how to deal with it successfully. Speaking of debt, the average person has an average of $6,000 in credit card debt. That means that if the interest rate, which is the normal 30%, is accumulated in 5 years, that person has to pay $5,700 extra dollars, almost twice as much within that 5-year span. If you think about it, that's a lot of money. And for someone who only borrowed $6,000, paying double that in 5 years is quite ridiculous. It's a shame that we never learn about money when we go to college. We do all these math problems, but we never learn how to calculate interest rates. Dealing with debt successfully can help you to be free mentally, emotionally, and financially. So make sure you deal with debt accordingly and don't let it be a great wealth destroyer to your bank account. The third great wealth destroyer are fees. Now, like I said before, fees are inevitable. No one can avoid them completely, but knowing how to deal with them successfully can help you to restore your wealth and grow it to substantial level. Penalties, gratuities, bank fees, ATM charges, late fees. There's so many different fees that we have to learn about. Sometimes society tries to catch us off guard, and so we have to be conscious of the fees that we're being charged. There's a lot of ways that you can deal with fees. Sometimes you can negotiate it down, or sometimes you can get it completely waived. Either way, do whatever you can to get your fees eradicated. The fourth great wealth destroyer are taxes. Now obviously we all have to pay taxes, and the average American who makes $1 million has to pay 40% in taxes. That means that if they made $1 million, they have to pay $400,000 to Uncle Sam, to our US government. Now employees can't do much about the taxes that they owe, but entrepreneurs can. They can write off certain expenses, and they can be very diligent in how they deal with their taxes and get the right people on their side. Now I'm not a financial advisor, so I can't give you that much advice on taxes, but I filed my taxes several times, and I can tell you that there's very smart things that you can do to help you to eliminate how much you actually pay in taxes. There you go, my friends. Those are the 4 great wealth destroyers. Now if you find that there's too much month at the end of the money, you have to find a way to earn more. You have to find a way to deal with the 4 areas that I've given you today. Remember, if your outgo exceeds your income, your upkeep becomes your downfall. So keep that in mind and focus on the grind so you can never be in poverty again. My friends, I wish wealth upon you, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. So please subscribe, and I'll see you next time.